Last week I had this crazy dream, and it was so vivid. I woke up the next morning and just felt like I'd been running around all night. But I had this dream that I was in this hotel, like huge hotel. It kind of reminded me of the building in The Shining. And huge hotel. I just remember like really big red rugs all over the place, huge golden looking concierge area, lobby, etc. Anyways, I'm in this hotel, and I was in one of the rooms taking a shower for some reason, and this guy, Lane Hamilton, actually, who was someone I know from one of my classes, comes in, is like knocking on the window, trying to see if I want to, go strolling around, because apparently like some big garden, but I was like in the shower, and it was this weird like, what are you doing? I'll be right out. Anyways, and I come out, but we were just having a ball, and then we decided to go down to the lobby, and not in the dream, but the day before in real life, I'd written down on my hand my grandma's PIN code because I went to go run errands for her. Anyways, and so in the dream, we're walking around, and then Lane was like, I'm going to go back to the room and like do a couple things before we have to go. And I was like, yeah, sounds great. I don't even know what was going on, but for some reason, I absolutely want to get back to this room. And he walked ahead of me and then disappeared around the corner, and then I tried to find him, and I couldn't find him. And all of a sudden, there were like all these different buildings of this hotel. It wasn't just one building. And I just, it seemed like forever, was just trying to differentiate these numbers. And it was the room number on my hand. And it was like 247, but then it looked like a 6, but then it was, I don't know. And I couldn't read it. It's just like one of those dreams where you're trying so hard to get somewhere and can't ever get there. And I was just like running down all these hallways. And then it was like, oh, it's probably this number. And I was like, no, it's the other one. Should have followed my gut because it was the first one. Anyways, turns out I'm sent to another building. They're like, oh, that's in building number 5. So I go to that building. And on my way to it, there's this huge bulldozer with these middle-aged wives trying to, like, drive it in the snow. And for some reason, they asked me to help them. And we were really late all of a sudden and had to get places. And then it like transitioned without even transitioning, but then all of a sudden it was like me and that kid Lane on a little motorbike. And again, we still that feeling of like trying to get somewhere late. And we were driving through a downpour of sleety rain, and I had to get Lane to wherever he was trying to go. And all of a sudden on the side of the road, we run into his whole football team, which he didn't even play football. We get out to say hi, and I look over, and Aiden, my high school boyfriend, was the football coach. And so he comes out and says hi. I'm like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. And I look over, and 2 of my other boyfriends from high school are standing there, kids I haven't seen in like years. And I was like, whoa, it was like a culmination of past boyfriends, which is just really odd. And then we get back onto the motorbike, keep going, and I pull over onto the side of the road because it was raining too hard and snowing. So I'm on the sidewalk, and I see Mr. B in the middle of the road, and he can't get up the curb because of his leg. So I'm like struggling to get Mr. B up on the curb, and then I got him up and woke up. It was just weird, though. Well, all these characters, and it was really stressful, and then nothing even ever came of it. But I woke up and felt like I had just been running around for 12 hours.